Ellen Silverstein, President of the Maryland Society of Accounting and Tax Professionals, and I'm here replacing our esteemed Executive Director, Sandy Steinwedel, who is taking the day off. So good morning. It's hit the news. I don't know if you've heard that 30 million people, about 21% of taxpayers, will end up owing money on their 2018 tax returns. This is huge, and I'm not sure that everybody's aware of that. And the General Accounting Office just issued a study that was on that hit the news yesterday. So I caught it on a feed on my Facebook feed. Kind of interesting. We're going to be hearing a lot from our taxpayers and our clients come next year. So as you know, our society is a collective embodiment of solo, small, and mid-sized accounting, tax, and financial service businesses working together to create an environment in which our members' businesses can thrive. While we do this through education and advocacy, we have made intentional efforts to focus on professional and business development so you can continue to grow and develop. One of these brand new initiatives that MSATP is launching is the Business Builder ThinkTank. This is a group similar to Vistage, YO, or other CEO peer groups designed to create a safe and open space where business owners can connect with each other to discuss and work through challenges as you focus on scalability and development. I am more than happy to welcome Tom Bray and Donya Oneto, who are leading the charge on this exciting new program, and they are with me today. Tom and Donya, tell us why you saw this as necessary and where the idea came from. Tom, and welcome aboard. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ellen. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yes, that's true. Yesterday's meeting went by really quickly.
Running an accounting practice can be quite difficult. We have a lot of the issues that the regular business people have. We've got the personnel issues, we've got cybersecurity issues, we've got to figure out how we produce our product, deliver it, all the workflow issues. The other thing we have to do is we have to stay technical. Just as Ellen was talking about the tax law changes, we have to stay technical on the tax, we have to stay technical on the accounting, and for some of us, they're financial planners, we've got that. I said, so there's a lot on our plates that we have to keep up with, and sometimes it can be lonely if you feel like you're doing it by yourself. One of the things we have is we have a great group of people that can really help us with that.
Perfect. That's so true. We really do need to connect. And it's very helpful, especially when you work from home and you are alone, if you don't have employees or whatever.
Right. One of the things that I have experienced going to the seminars is you learn a lot from the speakers, but you also can learn equally as much from some of the other participants when you have lunch with them during the breaks. And it's amazing how many smart people we have in our organization. It really is. We have a really impressive group of business people. And that kind of got me thinking that,
we need to share.
Yeah. One of the other things that happened is Donya and I started on the board at the same time. So we developed a relationship, we worked together, and we would share what we were working on, our successes, our failures. And it was kind of encouraging having somebody who's going down the same road at the same time you are, trying to figure out what you're trying to figure out in your business. And I found it very helpful, and it's like, okay, I'm not doing this alone, there's somebody else. Right. And Donya, you have other experiences as well.
Well, for me, it was initially the solo small firm conference that I've gone to, I guess, since 2011. And I found it so valuable, so inspiring. And I always left really enthusiastic for the next year, all the things I was going to try. And my peers, for the most part, felt the same way. And it was kind of, gosh, I wish I could do this more often or meet with people. And that's where the light bulb went off, because years ago I was in a business roundtable, and that was very, very helpful. So anyways, as the year would go by, I would find myself, it was like a bubble would pop. I would deflate, and I had nothing to lift me up again except those interactions with persons.
Way more limited because it's only once a year.
Right.
So.
Being on the board has been tremendous for that. But I think what we're looking to create is more a collaborative environment. It's a little more structured. It forces us to think about our business instead of working in it and finishing projects, which we as accountants do.
Well, and if we structure it, it will be intentional. And I think that's the key, is making it intentional.
Right, exactly.
So tell us a bit more about the structure of the group. What are you envisioning?
We're envisioning groups geographically. To start, it would be Tom and I in Columbia. Tom will take one Baltimore County. The size will be about 8 to 10 participants. 7 months, May to November, so we avoid the big season for most of us. And we're going to start with 2 groups that we hope to develop facilitators so we can expand our reach.
Who would be leading these groups, potentially?
We would say anybody who has a passion. There's no specific skills other than somebody who kind of, quote unquote, gets it and kind of, it resonates. So the person that this resonates with would be the ideal person, because really what they're doing is you're not leading anything, you're not teaching, we're really facilitating and bringing people together and just kind of
for the purpose of sharing
exactly
best practices or issues that you're facing that you're struggling with, and you just need some help either overcoming it from your own business perspective or even actual job problems, actual project or client-based issues too.
Yeah, sure.
It can be all of that, I'm assuming. So that's great. And when are you going to be doing some of that leadership training? So we talked about that.
We're going to start in September, and we're going to start with the 2 groups, as Donya said, and we'll have 3 sessions for the leaders, and then next May open it up to the general membership.
So tell us a little bit about what a meeting would look like.
Well, one of the things that I guess our thought is we want to visualize the end, where we think it we would like to see it end. And visualizing the end, we would see a group of people that are close-knit, they have mutual respect, they trust each other, they actually like each other. They enjoy getting together, and they meet inside and outside the group, whether it's through social media or whether it's picking up the phone and chatting, but they share problems, issues, inside and outside the group.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where we would like to see the end. So the question is, how do we get there?
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're trying to figure out is, how do we do it? And our thought was using this book, The E-Myth Accountant, and quite frankly, it's a tool. It's not the solution, it's a tool. It's the way we get there. It really deals with most of the issues that people in our profession deal with, and it basically takes you through. I've read it twice. 3 years ago, I read it for the first time, and it literally changed the way I think about my business today. And so it makes you sit there and challenge everything you're doing, from who you hire, why you hire them, who does what, and it changes everything. How do you bill? What services do you provide?
So it's quite transformative, apparently.
It was for me. It literally changed my business from a practice to a firm. And if you want to know what that means, you got to come to the group. Okay.
Okay. So obviously we're looking for volunteers to step up and then say, hey, this really, I would love to do this. I'd love to be part of it. And a way to do that would be to actually come to the training seminars that we're doing in September, October, November, and then get more people involved who are actually interested in joining those groups in addition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is limited to our membership.
Yes.
Right? We're doing this as a member benefit.
This is
So
members only.
members only.
Because
Right.
the whole idea is to take a group that is members within members that are committed to working together. And it can lead to issues such as the hiring, like Tom said, but also the buzzwords in our industry. I think as solo small firms, mid-sized firms, sometimes we don't look at that technology because we think we can't do that.
It's out of our reach, right? We
Exactly,
can't
the
afford it, or
cloud
we can't-
computing,
Right.
value building,
Right.
those are all where the profession's going.
Mhm.
So if you're not part of that conversation, you'll get behind.
So in order to sort of keep up with what's either trending or what's going on in the industry in general, this is a great opportunity for people to sort of keep in touch with what's happening on a more
Exactly.
personal level, because everybody will meet together, and not just do it on the phone or via
Right.
a Skype or Zoom chat or whatever, and then they can actually hear the information firsthand and or hear about it, So, and it can be very transformative. I know we've been talking a lot about it. This is a very big tax year. The tax return preparation is going to be a whole different, bailiwick. It's just going to be
Right.
very, very different. Isn't this a good time to be talking about how you're billing for that
Yes.
service at this
Yeah.
point? So this is a great segue into
Right.
into some of that as
Exactly.
well. So, and so how would how would our members find out and show that they're interested? How can they do that? What's the best way for them to go about doing that?
If they would go to our website, we have put together a landing page where they can actually register. And
So what's it going to be called? The MSATP's Business Builder
Think
Tank.
Tank,
Okay,
correct.
great.
and there should be something on the front page where you click on that link, it will take you to the landing page. The other is if they call, both Donya and I's phone number are in the member directory. If people have questions, they can call us, and if they can't reach us, they can call the office and get our phone numbers. I don't know if you can tell we're excited about it, so
Yeah.
we want to find people that are equally excited about it because we think it can be a real valuable tool for, I'm thinking I get 9 other people in the room, they're going to really help me with my business. Hopefully I'll help them with theirs.
Right,
And that's the goal.
I mean, there were 3 of us that used to get together, and we had great success with it. It really
Right.
did. And promoted some lifelong, very wonderful relationships as well.
Sure.
So it's been really awesome.
And you have that sense that you're accountable. Oh, I told my group I was going to do this, and
And now you have to do it.
I've got to
Sort
get
of like
moving.
joining other forces to lose weight.
Right,
And as long as you're held
exactly.
accountable, maybe you'll actually do
Right,
it
right.
versus not. So how much time would they need to commit to either the training and or the meetings themselves? How long do you envision those going on?
The meetings are going to run about an hour and a half once a month.
Right.
And they're going to run, as Donya said, outside of tax season. They'll start right after tax season. They'll wrap up at the end of November.
Mhm.
And that way people have the year end to get ready for tax season, spend time with family. But it's basically, other than reading the book and basically getting an understanding of what we're trying to do, it's not a skill where you don't have to go to school for it. It's
Right.
something that you're basically getting a group of people to basically pull stuff from everybody and get them engaged. And so,
Share.
Yeah, exactly.
Be collaborative. I love that word.
Right.
That's great. That's great. And the initial training classes, those 2 will be an hour and a half, or 2 hours?
Correct.
Okay.
Start at 7:30, wrap up at 9.
Okay.
And again, so we get first part of the day, and if we're going to pre-schedule them way in advance so people can commit to it, so it's something that it's just on your calendar and it's just something that, yes,
Automatic.
this is what we do.
Right.
That's right. Before you start putting out fires during the day.
The day, right?
You
They
can
get
start
caught up.
at least on a positive note.
Perfect.
Well, one of the things I'd like to share is I used to always put my clients first, and a lot of times my family would suffer.
Mhm.
And so, but what I've learned from this book is being intentional. If I'm scheduling family time and somebody calls, I'm booked.
Yes.
I'm committed.
Right.
And as a result, it's improved the other aspects of my life as well as just work. So I think the other thing that does
So
is
true.
it will help not only with the work side of it, but probably help create some balance in our lives as well, which I think we can learn from the younger generation. I think some of the younger people do a much better job than we do at that.
My day ends at 5. Yeah, right.
Because I have an exercise class.
Yes, right. To be held accountable by some other group. Right. Yes.
Exactly.
So look for it on the website at the MSATP Business Builder Think Tank. And is there anything else that you wanted to share regarding it or the meetings, just to be in touch? Okay. So we're looking for our membership to please participate. look on our website, see if the information is appealing to you, and make sure you can register or get in contact with either Junior, Tom, or somebody in the office who can direct you, and we'll get those things started. We're really looking forward to it because it sounds really great, really great.
It's going to be
Thank
great.
you.
We're looking forward to it.
So on the wrap-up end, we're going to talk about our day in DC, which is scheduled for October 21st, or the 17th. Which day is that? 17th. The 17th. I apologize. October 17th. It's a Wednesday. So we're going to be leaving from the MSATP parking lot on a bus, and we're going to go to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. We're going to take a tour of that. We're going to have time to have some lunch, and we're going to go see the Arlington National Cemetery, do a brief tour there, and then with the bus ride home. So it sounds like a really nice day. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. We'll see what we can do about ordering up some of that. So make sure you check it out on the website as well. Next week, Sandy will be back, and she will have our esteemed tax speaker, Bob Jennings. And he'll be talking about everything that's coming up on our CPE fall and winter calendar of events. So make sure you tune in next week as well to hear everything that he's got to say. And he has definitely got his finger on the pulse of what's happening with the tax law changes. So be sure that you're checking in so that he can enlighten you as to what's going on and what will be happening during the seminars that we'll be putting on later this year. With that, thank you both for attending. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week. Bye.
Bye.